So welcome to the first episode of our alumni interview series. And today we have with us Mayana Puri. So before we get started, Mayana, why don't you just introduce yourself? Just give me a brief about like where you graduated from, what you're doing right now, just to get started.
Hi. So I'm Mayana. I was born and brought up in New Delhi. I went to Vasantali School, and I graduated from there back in 2019.
Mhm.
And I went on to further study at Wesleyan University. Um, I graduated last year with a major in computer science and theater. And then I worked in New York for a year at a small financial technology company called Syndex.
Mhm.
And then I moved back to India.
Mhm.
And now I'm working at my family business, which is an EPC business where we build transmission lines, substations, and do a lot of distribution work.
Oh, okay. Great. Okay, so my first question for you is like when we were choosing which colleges to apply to, when you were building the college list, what were some of the most important factors that you considered while like building that list?
I think back then I was not sure what I wanted to pursue,
Mhm.
as a result of which I was not focused in any discipline. So I was categorically looking for only liberal arts institutions
Mhm.
because they foster cross-disciplinary learning, which is what I really needed at the time to be able to narrow down my interest.
Oh, okay. And were there some other factors like college size or should be it mean city or a rural area? Was that the factor you were considering?
Well, you always toy between the idea of whether you want to be in a city or in a college campus. There's only one opportunity you get, and if you're
Mhm.
lucky twice to be in a college campus, you can go to a city whenever you want, right?
Yeah.
And there's no even, I mean, if you're referring to Wesleyan, it's 2 hours away from both Boston and New York. So if
Mhm.
ever given an opportunity or, one has free time, one would avail of that. But I always wanted to be on a campus. Of course, class sizes do matter because at the end of the day, smaller the classroom, the more personalized the attention.
Mhm.
So yeah, definitely those factors do matter. But I think if I had to choose one, it would definitely be the liberal arts institutions.
Okay, so you are really like into like how the university is approaching the academics. And you should be flexible in terms of how they approach. And tell me more about like your major because it interested me to hear computer science in theater. So it is like a combined,
Mm-hmm.
or did you do like a minor in theater and major in CS? How is that?
So I double majored. So I majored in computer science and in theater.
Okay.
Um, when I was at Wesleyan, it was really inspiring because the student body was very, how do I put this? They were very driven and very passionate, and no one was choosing one thing.
Mhm.
Or, I mean, if somebody had only one focus, then they would obviously pursue that. But everyone was trying to pursue more than one interest,
Okay.
and it didn't matter whether they had time in the day, they somehow made time,
Okay.
right? They made time to do things that they love to do. And that made me think that, hey, why am I not pushing myself?
Mhm.
I'm a part of the same community. I'm engaging with them. So that made me realize that, whether it be fear, whether it be, just nervousness to start something and, try something out, you should never let that fear set in and stop you from engaging in something that you're
Mhm.
passionate about. So I just tried.
Yeah.
I used to do theatrical productions earlier on.
Mhm.
And a friend of mine just one day said, "Why don't you try it?" And I was like, "No, I don't want to." But then later I was like, "Why did I say no?"
Yeah.
Um, that didn't add up to me because I'd done it as a child. So I took it up and I loved it again. So I said, "There's no point in choosing.
Yeah.
Uh, do both, and
Mhm.
then you can do whatever you want after that."
Yeah. Definitely. I think definitely like the idea of university is to doing things that you would like not do otherwise, like stepping out of a comfort zone. Yeah, and I think you must be happy with the choice that you made of doing this double major. Okay,
Oh,
so
definitely. I loved it.
yeah, so moving on, like you were in the application process a few years ago, working with us, and
Mhm.
you do a lot of profile building work, as you know, and like the profile that you have, mostly the non-academic things that you present at the college, are the main differentiator that get you the admission. Do you have any tips for students who are right now in the application process, for how they can improve their profile or do great profile building to like increase their chances of admission?
I think the best piece of advice I can give is that build a story
Mm-hmm.
that speaks about you.
Mm-hmm.
Um, it should be. I think it's a journey of self-reflection.
Mm-hmm.
Um, you know, up until then, you're not really given an opportunity to think about yourself. And I really refer to it as an act of selling yourself, right?
Mm-hmm.
This whole college preparation process, you're really building a profile for yourself that you're going to go out to people and say, hey, this is what I'm all about.
Mm-hmm.
Um, so I think the best thing you can do is from everything that you've done till now, or everything that you wish to pursue in the coming years,
Mm-hmm.
or just build a cohesive story,
Mm-hmm.
um, and just line it all up together so that when you're speaking about it, it's easier for everyone to understand where you're coming from.
Yeah. So ideally, like first, do everything with a purpose in mind, right? There should be one sort of focus on why am I doing, what am I doing. So there should be like it should come together at the end to say, okay, this is why. And this like shows
Exactly.
I'm a good candidate for this particular college or this particular major. Yeah, I think definitely that's a great tip. And but since the application process is also very taxing, you also make some mistakes, or there are a lot of challenges. So do you think you made any mistake? Like there were any point in time where you thought, okay, this is not going right, or I need to change this? Were there any mistakes that you made?
I think the mistakes would have probably been changing things around to create a holistic story. I think like there's certain steps I took that didn't match my story. I was only doing it to to put it on the to put it on the resume, or to write about it, or to have something to speak about maybe.
Hmm.
Those are not reasons why you do something, and I think
Yeah.
that came as a realization later.
Hmm.
um, Thankfully it wasn't too late, so I could rectify, but somewhere down the line I do feel that those were the mistakes I made, where I wasn't truly being honest to who I am and
Yeah.
what I innately believe in. And when given the opportunity to try something out,
Hmm.
I was very apprehensive. Truth be told, I don't know why. So I think that's why I gave that piece of advice that please try to ensure that whatever you do, it speaks about you and not about you know somebody else.
Yeah. Yeah. Definitely. I think when students are doing a lot of profile building, they might get uh, confused, like if it is just good for resume or it is actually adding any value. So they can go into that confusing zone. So ideally, not
Yeah,
doing things
it could.
just for the sake of doing it. Go ahead, please.
Exactly. And it could be anything.
Yeah.
It could be anything. So,
Mm,
yeah.
yeah. So, yeah, moving on. So you must have applied to multiple colleges, and as you mentioned, the core focus was on getting into good liberal arts college. So you must have applied to different liberal arts colleges. So why
Mhm.
did you end up choosing Wesleyan to go to instead of any other college? Like, why did you choose that particular university?
So, like you mentioned earlier, the size of the campus does matter.
Mhm.
The school that I went to, we only had 30 kids in a classroom.
Mhm.
So I was very used to a personalized learning environment.
Yeah.
I did visit many other schools,
Hmm.
but I think the student to faculty ratio at Wesleyan was one that suited me the most.
Okay.
And what that does is that, also Wesleyan has an open curriculum, which then fosters cross-disciplinary learning,
Hmm.
um, which is great because, if you've not had the chance to explore a discipline before coming to college,
Hmm.
where you feel I might be interested in, maybe pursuing this, you have the opportunity to give it a shot. Um, Also, Wesleyan did have great sporting facilities.
Okay.
Um, I wanted to get back into being active and playing a lot of sports,
Hmm.
which I really liked
Hmm.
as well. And what else? So open curriculum, student to teacher ratio,
Hmm.
a whole lot of clubs,
Hmm.
because you're secluded practically almost in the middle of nowhere.
Hmm.
Um, and, you know, after class, after you've finished, your homework or whatever you have, how do you kill time? How do you enjoy, not necessarily just kill the time, how do you enjoy?
Hmm.
Um, so Wesleyan had a lot of different things one could do in that free time, a whole host of clubs, whether it be chess, whether it be soccer, whether it be hockey, a book club, a dance club. I mean, there was everything under the sun almost for you to avail of and, have a good time. Um, Other than that, what else really stands out for Wesleyan? I think, again, coming back to when I remember I visited campus prior to applying,
Okay.
and I remember engaging with the student community.
Hmm.
Um, and and now that I've spent 4 years in the institution, I can safely say that everybody is happy and willing to lend a helping hand,
Okay.
which I didn't really see in many other colleges.
Hmm.
If you're ever stuck, it could be a personal issue, it could be an academic related issue, it could be anything, but people are always willing to, help you out. And I think these things go a long way when you're stepping out of your comfort zone and moving to a whole other country that's, very alien to you.
Hmm. Yeah, definitely. I think having a that supportive community is a really, really big factor when it comes to like settling at university because you've lived at your home throughout these years, moving to another country. So definitely. And uh, and since you mentioned clubs and societies and you said there are a lot of clubs on the campus, which brings me to my next question, which is like how easy is it to get into these clubs? And also if you were part of any clubs, you can just tell us like how was your experience being in those clubs?
So it's actually very simple. When you get enrolled into Western University and your first week at campus, or maybe it's not your first, maybe it's your second week. There's a whole fair that happens
Okay.
on campus where each and every organization or club
Mhm.
is present there. That's affiliated with the university. And all you have to do is go up to the stall, learn more about,
Mhm.
what the club is all about. And they have a signing sheet where you basically just write your name, your email, your Wesleyan email address,
Mhm.
maybe they'll ask for a phone number, but
Mhm.
that's about it. And then you're on the mailing list, and some do have a time commitment, whereas some don't.
Mhm.
So you can choose as to when and if you're free to avail of that opportunity to attend a meeting, to go play the game or whatever it might be.
Mhm.
So it's fairly simple. I personally was a part of the soccer club,
Okay.
and I was a part of this club called Oral West,
Mhm.
where I'm a big fan of music. I like listening to different kinds of music. So yeah, we would just sit and build playlists, talk about, whatever we've heard in the past week. Um, I mean, be totally exploring with each and every genre that was possibly under the sun. It exposed me to music, to languages that I didn't even know about. So I think there's great learning. You can, you learn about things that you wouldn't otherwise come across.
Okay.
So yeah, they're great opportunities. It's just a matter of looking for them and signing up.
Okay. And I'm like glad to learn there is a club just to like discuss music, right? Yeah, it is not to.
Yeah.
Okay.
No, we would not make music. We would not, we would just talk about music.
Okay.
And
Okay.
you don't even have to necessarily speak. You can just,
Okay.
sit there and listen
Hmm.
to what people have to share.
Yeah, that's really fascinating to me. Okay. Like moving from extracurricular to academics, how challenging were the academics at your university?
Well, I think it's difficult to say, but it depends again on what you're pursuing. I would definitely say computer science was a challenge. It wasn't an easy road.
Mhm.
It was a lot of theoretical learning, which after a point got a lot, and you wanted, just maybe some kind of practical knowledge. But also it's great fun, when the more you progress, the more classes you've taken, the more prerequisites you're trying to fulfill towards your major. Um, it does get tougher, but it also gets more engaging. Um, so it's not an easy ride, but it's a manageable ride.
And as long as you like love that discipline, I think it should be a enjoyable ride.
I think the key is just going to class.
Yeah.
That is it. I think the key to survival in any institution is just being present and going to class. That's the best you can do. And yeah.
Yeah. And which is like brings me to my next question, which is quite connected to the academics. Is it like how much of your time was spent in classes versus researching and working on your own? Like how much time you have dedicated to just going to classes and then working independently? How would you divide that?
Well, I always try to give myself a day off in the week, or plan my classes in such a way that I was never burdened, to say the least. So I think it's all about you have enough time to do other things. I mean, if I had to give you an average time, it would be a class at Wesleyan would either be an hour and 20 minutes, or maybe 2 hours. Right. So I would try to take a minimum of 2 classes every day, unless it's the day that I have chosen to take, to leave that day free for me. So yeah, you're in classes for, I would say, max 3 hours, 20 minutes or something like that.
Every day.
On a day, and every day. I would not say, if that's what I'm saying. So let's say Monday to Friday, you take Wednesday off, for example. Like Wednesday, you don't have any classes. The good part about, American education is that you have a lot of flexibility in your schedule, or, you can create a very flexible schedule. And what that allows you to do is, it gives you time to be a part of clubs. It gives you time to, attend classes. It gives you time to eat. It gives you time to do your homework, everything that you'd want to do. So yeah, I would say about 3, maximum 4 hours is what you would spend in classes. Again, this is catering to Wesleyan, but if you take more than 4 credits, I mean, you could have a higher workload. You could have longer classes. You could have labs. You could have, different things. So it's difficult to say, but no semester is the same. Right?
Yeah.
Every semester changes. Your workload changes. Your class duration changes. So all of these things are always on the move. But yeah, you have enough time to do everything under the sun.
Okay. Okay. So definitely, yeah, flexibility is a great thing. I think even when because I went to Ashoka, I understand because no semester would be the same, and then you are allowed to also design your own week in a way that suits you.
You.
Yeah. So anybody who's looking to like that kind of flexibility should definitely apply to liberal arts colleges, I think. Yeah. Okay. So moving on, like also want to understand how does the campus function? So what are the students dining and housing options like? Like they have to stay on campus, they can stay outside, and how does like how is the life on campus like?
So Wesleyan requires you to stay on campus.
Hmm?
Um, your forms of living change.
Mm-hmm.
So by that, what I mean is, for example, let's say you're a freshman
Mm-hmm.
and you're gonna be staying in a dormitory.
Mm-hmm.
Your second year, you're also going to be staying in a dormitory.
Mm-hmm.
Um, your third year, when you become a junior,
Mm-hmm.
you have the opportunity of living um, in this area called Junior Village, where
Mm-hmm.
we basically have two buildings called high rise and low rise.
Mm-hmm.
You're allowed to choose, whoever you want to live with. If you want to be, randomly put in somewhere, that's applicable too.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and then for your senior year, you get to live in a wood framed house.
Oh, okay.
Um, so as you progress, as your journey in Wesleyan um, progresses, you can avail of different forms of living. Um, other than that, I think up until 3 or 4 p.m. in a day, everyone is engaged academically.
Mm-hmm.
Obviously, you have people, if they have free time in the morning, they'll be hitting the gym, or, in the afternoons, people are grabbing a bite.
Mm-hmm.
Um, people are, out there just, maybe just relaxing on Foss Hill, attending office hours with professors.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe they don't understand the concept. They want to go for a teaching session with a teaching assistant. So there's a lot happening with the functionality, but yeah, everyone's just trying to follow their routine
Mm-hmm.
and what they love to do.
Okay. Okay. And how are the internship opportunities like, particularly in your college, as well as in your particular major or department that you went to? So how the internship, or if you just want to like get hands-on experience, there are co-ops opportunities. How are they like, and how does the college supports those opportunities?
So Wesleyan particularly has a career center called the Gordon Career Center.
Okay.
Um, and over there, there are, you know, individuals from each and every discipline.
Mhm.
So, for example, if you're studying maybe not computer science, you have a dedicated professional to speak to. Um, so they really help you, whether it be building your LinkedIn profile, whether it be building your resume. You can um, there's a portal where you can go and log in and be like, hey, I need help with building my resume. And someone who is affiliated with the Gordon Career Center will hop onto that call with you and walk you through, creating possibly the best resume that they can for you.
Mhm.
Um, so then they offer you, LinkedIn mugshots. Many people, for example, I didn't have a LinkedIn photo
Mhm.
up until it was time for me to apply for internships and jobs. So yeah, they offer a wide variety of um, services for you to avail of. And even if you just want to sit with someone and say, I'm confused, I don't know what I want to pursue.
Mhm.
Looking at my profile, looking at my resume, what do you think I should step into? So, like I said, everyone is willing enough to offer a helping hand. And
Mhm.
at an institution like Wesleyan, I think it's imperative to use that.
Okay, yeah, they have great resources. And did you also do any internships while you were in those 4 years?
So because of COVID,
Yeah.
I didn't really apply from in America because I wasn't there.
Mhm.
But my internship opportunities throughout my college life was, just working in different things that I thought I was interested in, just to know if um, if I would want to take that forward or not. But having said that, Gordon Career Center came much later in my life when I was applying for jobs. Um, Again, due to COVID, it was the past 3 years were not really relevant because I couldn't potentially avail of living in the US during COVID. So um, that was a setback, but it was a setback for everyone.
Yeah, that was a setback for me as well because then I spent 3 semesters on campus and I had to spend 3 semesters off campus.
See,
Yeah,
I mean, most of my friends that studied in India didn't even get a college experience
yeah.
because everything was online throughout those. They did one semester in college, and all the other three were just sitting at home and studying online.
Yeah, I think that it is not a great feeling to have, to be very honest.
No, but what can you do?
Yeah, exactly. Okay, so that was like mostly it for like the main questions, the detailed questions. Now we only have the rapid fire questions left, and ideally, I would just want you to give 1 word or 2 word answer at max. Not take a lot of time. Like just say whatever comes to your mind first.
Okay.
Yeah. So first question, 1 word to describe your university experience. 1 word.
Magical.
Okay. Your favorite class or course during your studies.
It was this class called qualitative data analysis.
Okay. What was your favorite spot on the campus?
Fossil.
Okay. Uh, what is the most challenging part of settling into university life?
God, you got me there. Most
Take your
challenging.
time. Take your
I
time.
guess finding what you're passionate about.
Okay. What is your favorite memory from your time at university?
Um, the preparation for this faculty production that I did called Sonnets for an Old Century.
Okay. Um, and since you already worked for almost a year, like what was
Mhm.
your dream career when you were in high school? And like what field you're working in now? Is it like same? Is it different?
It's different. I I don't even remember what I wanted to do if I even had a dream job back then. Like I said, I didn't know what I wanted to pursue, so I didn't have a dream job back then. Um, so yeah,
Yeah. And finally, what was your favorite food on the campus?
favorite food. Um, I guess they do the pizza very well.
Okay. Okay.
I would give that to them.
Mhm. All right. So that's about it for this interview. I think it was really, really insightful, especially the points you made about profile building, the fact that you have to be really purpose driven, and also I think whoever is thinking about applying to Wesleyan would use this as a resource to understand like what are the you have a open curriculum, you have flexible options. I think that was tremendously helpful. I hope you also had a great experience chatting.
Yeah, this is great. Thank you for having me.
Okay. Okay. So anything else you want to discuss? Anything else you want to talk about? Any final closing option, like points you want to give to students who are applying to college right now?
I would just say enjoy the journey.
Mhm.
It doesn't come back.
Mhm.
It's great fun if you apply yourself to it because you learn new things about yourself that you otherwise wouldn't discover.
Mhm.
So yeah, just enjoy the journey, be yourself, and most importantly, be honest.
Yeah, I think that's a great tip. One most difficult one also be authentic. Also the most important one.
Absolutely.
Okay, yeah, I also had a great time chatting with you. I hope we get to chat again sometime in the future.
Likewise, all the best.
Okay. Okay. Thank you. Thank you so much.
Thank you.